Let's go. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Derek O'Shea Show with Carissa.
O'Shea.
And me. Last night we had a little hiccup and our internet was
Bonky.
crappy. And we're back. We're back in the fold. We're doing it. We're living our best life. How you doing?
Good. Can I get a teeth check real quick?
Teeth check. Got some. You
I
got
feel
a little
it.
something
I
on
feel
the,
it.
No, the other side.
Ugh.
This is perfect. I'll switch the mic. Camera to me, so you don't have to see
That's fine.
Carissa digging into her teeth.
I think I
We
got
already
it.
lost viewers.
No, it's still there probably.
No, you look good. All right, we're back.
I don't care.
All right, late breaking news. Just get into it. Let's just get into it.
What's the breaking news?
I don't know. You tell me.
The FBI hired people to...
I feel like I need to put my tinfoil hat on for this.
Is this real?
I need to put my tinfoil on.
Is this true? I need to review the information again. The facts, the sources. Because if this could be like
Game changer, bro.
like huge. People are in solitary confinement for no reason.
It's not that they're in no reason. I mean, someone was to tell you to go, go break a window and you do it. You still did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just think it reveals how dark and sinister that is.
The establishment is?
Yes, it's disgusting.
Dude, if this is this is real. If the FBI was part of January 6th in a way to encourage it,
So that they could,
conspiracy
so
in me
that
is
they
like,
could go in and arrest them. Like that's essentially
no, so that it would like provoke it because
right. They helped provoke it so that they
Right.
could go in and arrest these people.
well, not only that, they helped provoke it going farther than it needed to go. So like
So that they could arrest them and
Right.
put them behind bars. That was the original goal.
right, and then make them the other for the rest of our lives. So like the conservatives are like forever the other because of action. Call it.
That's freaking dark.
Dude, it's so dark. Not only that, it makes me wonder like if they were a part of January 6th in any capacity,
Yeah.
were they also a part of all summer longs? What we thought as conservatives were like, oh, this Antifa just acting idiotic, but was Antifa in
Well, I mean,
did they help out in any like it makes me wonder like was this all just a ploy just to get Trump out of power because he's so anti-establishment? Like what the frick?
could be.
I don't,
At this point,
I mean,
like,
anything could
yeah.
be.
Yeah, we need to normalize conspiracy theories.
Okay, that is a subject.
We need
Normalize
conspiracy theories.
They should be normalized.
Yeah, because it's in the name. It's a theory, okay? You don't have to take it seriously if you don't want to.
Exactly.
But we should normalize asking questions and coming up with possibilities
Right.
for reasons why things happen.
Why is that such a like negative
Why
thing?
why do we have to just blindly accept this is the way it is?
Right.
This is what we say is truth. Therefore,
Like
it's
we
truth.
blindly accepted that UFOs were a conspiracy, and here we are.
We are wondering, wait, is it another country? Is it us? Or is it what we've all thought?
I mean, obviously,
Or prayed
you can
and
go
hoped for.
down some pretty deep holes,
Which I love.
which is fun. You got to rein it in at times,
You truly
but
do.
we need to normalize asking questions and questioning why things happen.
Well, and
or
that's
have
why
happened.
this whole push for big tech censorship is such a huge issue because they're locking down the conversation.
Right.
They're locking down us being able to, as citizens, even ask why or
Right? They're instilling fear for even asking a question.
right.
I mean, even with January 6th.
Right. Yeah. You're not allowed to ask that. Like somebody like me that doesn't have a huge channel, I'm not sustained on this. So like if I get bumped off, I'm like, I guess I'll just not do the show anymore.
Right.
So I know. I mean, this whole year was about not asking questions.
Yeah.
And
And here we are finding out that
liberals love big pharma.
Yeah.
I have so many friends that are liberals that are like so anti big pharma. I remember them talking about it in like high school, and
right?
now they're
Seriously,
like, get your vaccination.
That was like punk rock. Be like anti big pharma.
Yeah.
And now they're like, yeah.
What do you
F
got?
you, I'll do
Pfizer
what they tell
or
me.
Moderna, bro.
F you, do what they tell you.
Yeah. Oh man. R.I.P. Rage Against the Machine.
They used to be
Now
so
they
cool.
are the machine. They're part of the machine.
They are the machine.
That's really depressing.
It is sad.
What is punk rock now?
Billie Eilish?
Is she?
I don't know. No, not at all.
Taylor Swift.
Very punk rock.
That is really a good question. What is punk rock now? I think conservative.
Conservative hip hop, like Topher and Bryson and stuff like that. Yeah, conservative hip hop is
anti-establishment punk rock.
I think so, because like not all. To be honest, not all of it is like money. I like the music, but the fact that they're speaking out against the establishment,
right,
is what I support.
Right.
And the fact that they're just like such an like anti what the media says, like, oh, you're black, oh, that means you're definitely a liberal,
right?
Like, no.
And how long was Topher like the Billboard #1?
Oh, for a long time.
And he didn't get
he didn't get any recognition. Didn't get
get invited to the Billboard Music Awards.
But
it just makes you wonder.
That sounds more punk rock to me.
Absolutely.
Honestly, part of me is like, that sucks for him, but at the same time, like, that's badass.
It is.
Like, that's like,
no, it is.
That's like what rock should be.
Yes.
Against.
Yes.
It should make
like
your
today,
grandparents angry listening to it.
Like today, we did something that was very punk rock. You and I.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
No.
We went to a coffee shop.
Oh, yeah.
We went to a coffee shop.
Yeah, I remember.
They had a sign on the door.
Uh-huh.
For the time being, we still require masks.
Yes, just so everyone feels safe.
And you said, Derek,
F them.
F them. And we walked, we turned around and went back to the car.
Yeah.
We did not patron their business.
And when that's what they should get. I mean, what the heck, dude? I'm like.
Every other place. If you're vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask.
I don't mind that. If they have that up, that's fine.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But the
for
fact
the
that they're
time
like,
being.
Yeah.
We're going to go against CDC recommendations.
Yeah, we're anti-science. We don't believe everything that's coming out.
Yeah,
so
even though they claim they're more science.
For your safety, we're going to still require masks.
Hey.
Hope that's okay. Also, make sure to tip like 20%.
Hey, because like we could be making more on unemployment, but we're here.
We're here serving you.
But seriously,
I'm being
that's
oppressed.
so annoying.
Yeah, sorry, I could keep going.
I'm impressed.
But yeah, that felt very.
I'm making coffee for a living.
But that felt very punk rock, you know.
Just like, dude, screw them.
Yeah, like.
I know.
You're gonna be like that. You don't get our money.
When did conservatism become punk rock?
I don't know, but it's kind of refreshing.
It was like Donald Trump made it punk rock.
It's no longer the party of like old white guys in suits that are like,
yeah, because
get off my lawn.
As a kid, I grew up with very conservative values and like the way I think government should be, but I hated everyone that represented conservatism in power.
Sure.
I even didn't like Rush Limbaugh for the longest time, and I grew to like him because I grew to become an adult and listen and listen.
You understood
more.
Concepts better.
Yeah, yeah, my brain was more developed.
Yes. Okay. Tangent. Let's go off on kids ruling the world nowadays when they only have half a brain.
Oh my! I know. Honestly, when I worked in education, when I heard things like we need to listen to children more, or we need to take seriously what their thoughts, and like we should like encourage them to be activists. Like I would hear these things like we need to encourage this. I'm like, no, you shouldn't just encourage normal brain development and emotional like health.
Yes.
Like not. I don't want to make a bunch of psychotic children.
Don't be passionate about every little thing that pops into your head because your brain is still developing. And next week you're going to be obsessed with something completely different.
And I was in education.
You have blue hair. You're 14.
Yes. When I was in education, I heard kids say, remember when they thought like Brazil's
nothing against blue hair, by the way.
was like, remember when they thought Brazil's rainforest is like
You
burning
learned about
down?
this. I did not learn about this.
Oh, okay. Well, all the kids were like,
No one's talking about it.
Like
we were
kids
like-
in your class.
yeah, and I'd be like, because it's not real, and they would get so mad at me, and like, or like anytime they would talk about their conspiracy theories or like their liberal moms or dads or like the teachers would talk about, and I would come in and I'd be like, is that true? And they'd be like, what? Like, how dare you ask me, is it true? I said it's true.
Yeah.
I'm an emotionally unstable child.
Right. Remember the whole thing, like, raise your hand?
Yes.
Can we normalize that?
And like for adults.
Yeah. Like, okay, I have a question.
Yes, Carissa, go ahead.
That's it. I have a question.
Oh,
I just want that normalized.
I like
I just
that.
have a question.
Well, I think we should
We're
normalize.
all just like, here's the information.
Right.
Accept it as all
Right.
truth.
Right. We should normalize listening.
And the people who do accept it as all truth, I don't trust those people. Last night we
Right.
were watching a comedy show and
which I love.
there was a girl on wearing a mask and the comedian was like, I don't trust you if you're still wearing a mask.
Yeah, you're probably gonna go home and write a blog about tonight.
But his thing about like not trusting her because
Yeah.
she was wearing
And
a
then he was
mask.
laughing. He was like, I don't trust people with masks.
Yeah. Hilarious.
But seriously,
It's what happens when you become an arrogant person who doesn't listen to the feedback from other people.
I think we become a country that's on edge even more. and
We're
more
so
by the
on
day.
edge. We're so on edge.
I know. I can feel it in myself.
Sometimes, yeah, when I'm walking and I see someone, I'm like, let's go.
It's like anyone.
Well, I'm just like ready if they pop off, you know, and I'm
okay.
just like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm here for it.
I kind of
There's no like friendly walks in the neighborhood, smile and wave and say hi.
neighbor.
I
Good
do
to be
always,
American, isn't it?
I do still smile and wave. I try to be the example.
But you also feel like they're gonna fight you.
Yes. Like,
Okay.
hey, don't kill me.
Hey,
I'm ready to go,
seriously,
though.
Please, sir, don't hit me.
Yeah. Oh, can we talk about G7?
Yeah.
I realize like this is the first time Biden has been on like a global stage for multiple days
Right.
in a row,
Right.
giving like multiple speeches and talking publicly multiple times,
Right. They don't-
multiple
they
days
put
in a
media
row.
cap on him.
Like he didn't have like 3-hour naps in the afternoon.
Right.
Like he actually had
Might
a,
have still had him.
I mean, he might have, but,
Like a cruise director.
and we got to witness a lot,
Yeah.
some real blunders.
You can tell he's declining and
How do you
tired.
feel about that?
I don't want Kamala in office. I mean, where is Kamala? I haven't heard her in the news since
Since she went to
the whole-
Guatemala and
yeah,
said,
and the whole
don't
border
come.
thing. It was not only that, and the media was like, "Hey, are you gonna ever go to the border?" And she's like,
I'm going to.
We've been to the
go.
border.
"We've been." And you're like, "Actually,
You
haven't.
haven't been. Well,
Well,
I
I
haven't been to Europe.
dude, me neither though."
Because
wanna
we
go to
all, we share a border with Europe here. Did you know
Right.
that?
I did know that via the sea or the ocean, Mother Ocean's border.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, I don't. Where is she?
I don't know. I don't know.
I think the media. I think her handlers also put a lid on her because they're like, "You cannot handle yourself in front of the camera."
Yeah, maybe they're
very
like,
well."
they're not ready for you yet. We have to,
Yeah.
we have to prime them and
Or like,
groom
we remember
them.
how annoying you were.
No,
And
I
we
don't
just
think
have
it's
to-
that. I think it's that she's so actually like progressively left that her handlers are like, we need to start repeating some things that we're going to talk about in a year.
Yeah.
Word
Ooh, that's-
repetition, you know?
Oh, when Joe Biden finally says goodbye.
Yeah.
Should
I heard
there be a cap off age for presidents?
That's an interesting question.
Why
I don't
ask
have an
it?
immediate answer. I'd have to think about that more.
I'm gonna go ahead and say yes.
There should
Or
be an
maybe there
age
should
limit.
be like a cognitive test, or
Sure.
or like
There are those.
right.
They exist.
Yeah.
There's one called the MOCA. I don't know what it stands for, but it's something cognitive assessment. We use it on patients with dementia all the time.
Operational.
No, it's like
Occupational.
Michigan something or
No.
mental. I don't know. Mental Michigan. They're the same thing. Yeah, that's a good idea. Take an actual like cognitive assessment before
Could you imagine?
making decisions on behalf of 330 million people.
I
I think that's the part that really gets me. Is it's hilarious watching him blunder for 3 days, but it's also terrifying.
It's kind of sad to me.
It's sad.
It's like watching your grandpa just like slowly decline. But he's your president.
That's what I'm saying. Is like I don't mean
I think he's
any.
a total piece.
I don't mean
but
I don't mean any disrespect because of
Yeah.
his age. Like
Yeah.
it's the fact that he's making decisions on behalf of 330 million
Right.
people.
Right.
There's a problem there. He can't string
Yes.
one sentence together.
He can chocolate
He
chip.
mixed Libya and Syria.
Yes, he did. And today I had no idea what he was talking. I did a little video that I literally have no idea what he's talking. I turned captions on TikTok for that video
Yeah.
I did, and TikTok couldn't even figure out what he was saying. And I'm not exaggerating or trying to make a joke.
That's a real
they
thing.
literally wrote words that he clearly did not say, because I feel like I can understand a little bit of mumble, but
That's what someone said today. Like, so much of the like liberal mainstream media
yeah.
will write headlines like Biden says we should do this, this, and this.
Yes.
It's like, no, actually he said we should I think next time going to
Well, did you see that
do-
video of him talking about Putin?
it's like they completely like take out all the blunders,
Yes.
filter
Of
it,
course they do.
put a bow on it, and then present it to the American people as
Right.
if like he is such a great
Well, people believe
leader.
People remember I got in a conversation with some of our liberal friends. I think you were there, and I was talking about Joe Biden's blunders and messing up and an obvious cognitive decline. They're like, it's a speech impediment.
It's a stutter.
It's a stutter.
Did
And
he
you're
like that's a joke, right? Like he never actually had a stutter. Maybe when he
think
was a kid.
did.
When he was a kid, but a
I
lot
don't
of
know.
kids
Yeah.
overcome that.
Well, 100%. But I think he
Look
did.
at the last 50 years of him being in office. Did anyone
Yeah.
else bring up the fact that he had a stutter?
It definitely.
It
there was
would
like
be
that
more
art-
pronounced. We would
Yeah.
have heard about it before
Yeah.
this.
No, I totally agree. I don't think he has a stutter. I think it's definitely obvious.
Cognitive decline.
Yeah, he's just tired.
Which again, no disrespect.
No.
It's just
no.
the fact that he, I don't know,
He's our
happens
president.
to hold the highest office.
Right. Right. No, it's very awkward to watch and sad.
It's sad. It's terrifying because
Yeah.
you know, what struck me this week was when Vladimir Putin asked about the killing of Ashley Babbitt. That's
That's weird.
kind of like a it's not talked about as much as it should be.
Right.
So it's kind of in the weeds in terms of like finding out about it through mainstream media, because no one on the left, I think only if you ever watch Fox News will they talk about it.
Yeah. Tucker Carlson.
Tucker Carlson, yeah.
I think
But they
he's the only
don't,
one.
you know, they still don't know who did it.
Right.
Or they won't release the name of who did it, whatever. No one really knows about the story, but Putin talked about it and asked about it, and
He's good at his job.
it makes you realize they are more in tune with what's going on in
Oh,
our
of course they are.
own borders than I think a lot of us realize. And if we everyday people pick up on the fact that Biden's blunders are so prominent now, and he just appears so weak and so fragile,
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have a leader. Is it fair to say that we don't have a president?
No, but I know I can understand what you mean by that. It feels like you don't have a comparable.
It feels like on the
Leader
global
who-
stage,
Yes, it's not
we
a good
have
look.
no one
Well,
in the
and that's-
highest office
Yes.
defending our actual country.
Well, and that's what I want to talk about is that you are seeing all these countries come out and say America's back. I'm so glad Joe Biden's in office. I'm so glad. And why do you think they believe that? Because he's a freaking pushover.
Right. They know
They can get
they
back.
know they
can
can-
get whatever they want.
Yeah.
They can do whatever they want. Where Trump was like,
America first, and they're like, "Oh my God, he's so aggressive."
All these
He's all
other
America
countries
first."
hate us.
I know. Yeah, and we're like, no,
That's a
they
good
just were
thing. That's
yeah,
a
you're
good
not-
thing.
Right. No, I look at it as like children, like because all these countries are like children. They all want something from us. They all want us to do something for them, et cetera, et cetera. And so they were just like, "Help, give me." And Joe Biden just like comes in and is like, "What? I'll give you whatever. Like, let's just
Yeah.
be friends." And Trump's like, the daddy is like, "No, absolutely not. You gotta work for
Yeah.
me. Work for a living. You
Gotta
gotta work
earn
for a
it.
few years. If we're gonna have a base, you gotta pay."
You got to do a lot of work on your Trump impression.
I know it's slowly
I
fading.
mean, it's okay. It's just there's
It's gone.
there's ones out there that are a lot better.
You never need to compare yourself to somebody else because there's always somebody better than you.
That's so true. I'm so sorry. But still, you need to
Thank
work
you.
on it.
I appreciate and also hate you at the
Yeah,
same time.
I know. It's okay. Yeah, you're right. The narrative when Trump was in office was that all these other countries hated us and we looked
Yes.
so bad in the face of others.
Right.
And now I realize, like, wait, that was actually a good thing
Right.
because
right.
they weren't trying to mess with us.
Right.
And
that was
now-
the media. That was their way to
Now,
get the
look at what
media
they're
on.
saying. America's back. We love you guys again because
Yeah.
we know we can manipulate and get what we want for
Yeah.
ourselves. Wake up. Right? I'm right.
It's oh my God. It's like too obvious of what the real problems is, and they know it, and they don't want to talk about it.
Oh my
That's why
goodness.
it's so annoying. I mean, we shut down our own pipelines here, and then we allow Russia to do a pipeline to Germany. Not only that, the
Right.
fact that Germany has to do that just shows you why, maybe green energy isn't the way to go, especially after a pandemic.
How much green do you have to destroy to get green energy?
Lots. All those rare earth
Do
minerals.
people not get this?
No, they don't. And it's just like a lot of liberal tendencies is that a lot of it stems from like a good place and has a very emotional thing. Touchy-feely emotional thing that you're just like, how could you not be for this? And you're like, green energy? That sounds like a great idea.
Right, it does.
And then you're like, okay, how much does it cost? And they're like, I don't know.
Oh,
Gotta do
wait,
it. Though.
how
We
many
just got to.
trees are we going to destroy?
How
many
many
forests?
mines are we going to have to explore to get our rare earth minerals? Oh, we're not going to do it in America. I guess we'll just hire Chinese people to do it for us.
We'll outsource it,
Yeah.
becoming dependent on other countries.
Right. Which is such a good thing for us.
Right, I love paying so much more at the gas pump right now.
Oh my gosh.
I'm loving it.
Well, I feel like I'm like a part of something.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm helping. Tax me more.
Tax me more.
Remember that congresswoman said that from California?
Oh,
She wrote a tweet that
I
said,
don't remember that.
Tax me more.
What an idiot.
I know.
And she's like, I tax me more, and I have good CPAs that'll get me out of everything you tax.
Yeah, her
me.
dad is like some billionaire.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why? It's always like people with lots of money that are like even look back to how they got money. They're like, you guys should not do what I did to get my power.
Like, maybe, I don't know, don't give it to the government. Give it to like causes,
Right.
charity, whatever.
Green energy.
Like, why do you want the government to decide what to do with your money?
Right. I know. Like, if you're a liberal, wouldn't you just like instead of giving the government money, you give your green energy sector money, or incentivize something?
You might as well throw it in a garbage can.
Which is
burn it.
Right. That's what they tell you about Bitcoin, though. Which
This is what they want you to hear.
what they want.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Interesting. What?
Yeah. I'm excited to see what Biden and Putin. They're not going to meet, but I wish they would. And
They're not going to?
They're going to, but they're not going to like.
Debate?
Yeah, they're not going to have like a debate. Remember, because he doesn't want to have a contest to whoever can answer the questions from the press better or something.
Why not?
Because he knows he'll freaking lose. Oh.
See, even just him refusing to debate is a sign of weakness.
Yes.
You know?
I mean, he did that all through when getting elected. He was like one of the first presidents that like put caps on media every day so he could like.
Also, what
Not have to be in
is
camera.
this thing with him saying like, I'm gonna get in trouble if I keep going? Oh, is the last question or else I'm gonna get in trouble.
I can't tell if it's like an old man
By
trying to be quirky
who?
funny, but it's like
You give him the benefit of the doubt too much.
I just want to be fair for the possibilities.
Sure. But what do you really think?
I don't have the luxury.
What do you really think?
Oh, I really think that he has people telling him to shut his freaking mouth because he'll say something stupid. So, and they're telling him that. That's why he means like I'll get in trouble. Because people are like, okay, Joe, you gotta
But
stop
when you
taking
say like
questions."
I'm gonna get in trouble, do you really mean that like someone's gonna come down on me, like someone's going to like berate me in the back?
No, probably.
You know,
Dr.
like does
Jill
that
will probably
actually
yell
happen?
at him.
Dr. Jill.
Yeah, Dr. Jill Biden. Don't forget that
Uh,
doctor. If you don't, it's a
yeah.
and macro.
Yeah, I'm really into macro aggressions these days.
But back to the FBI taking over the January 6th.
Yeah, I just really caught the tail end of that, so I can't speak on it with an informed mind.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to look more into it.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna have to look into the FBI part too.
Yeah,
I think it's very weird.
it's
I mean, people have
interesting.
been thinking Antifa have been part of it for a long time and hasn't really been proven, but it hasn't been disproven.
Yeah,
Which is like how every conspiracy,
right.
like neither correct or wrong.
Did you see the video of the guy in San Francisco just bagging up some stuff, and walking out?
Yes, I
Sorry,
did.
riding out on his bicycle.
Yeah, I did see that.
That's kind of incredible.
Like a good way.
No,
Oh,
no, not at all.
it's kind of insane.
It is insane.
Like, I mean, they're told not to arrest of them. It's like the Chicago
Well,
PD.
and
not
well,
allowed
and
to
there was a security guard
after-
there, but he knew he didn't have any backup,
Right.
and so he sat and videotaped it because that's all he could do. But
Right,
the
and they'll
guy
never
was
get
wearing
that kid.
sunglasses and a mask.
Right. They'll never find that.
Masks are the best thing that has ever happened to criminals.
Like, last year was the year to rob a bank.
100%.
Now,
Because they'd be
now when
like,
you
yeah, but they were protecting our safety.
well, now you try to rob a bank with a mask on. They're like, is he vaccinated or unvaccinated?
Yeah.
Oh crap, he's robbing.
We can't
So there's more questions.
we can't get him if he's unvaccinated.
Right.
Like, we can't go to his house.
We support all robbers who vaccinate.
Yeah.
Hey, are you vaccinated? You don't have to wear a mask while you rob me.
100%.
Dude, 100%.
Honestly though, what do you think led to that?
Being able to steal
Yeah.
liberal policies and allowing people to like leave their jobs and
You mean
not get and then continue to get paid for it. And then not only that, like the police department are told not to arrest people for petty crimes because they're more busy doing other things, supposedly. And now crime's gonna
Is it that?
skyrocket.
is it that they're like too busy dealing with other stuff?
They're not actually. They just say that they're.
I
time is better
thought
served
it
doing
was
other
more
things.
of like because of the defund the police. There was probably
yeah,
a
that
ton
too.
of police officers that
Right.
left the force in San Francisco.
But it gets worse. They have new policies where they're not supposed to go after these.
So is there punishment if they do? Like if they go after these people,
I don't know about
you know?
San Francisco, but Atlanta, there is punishment. If you, not Atlanta, Chicago. If you like pursue somebody on foot and the cops do it, you can get pretty harshly reprimanded.
So the guy
Which is
on
insane.
foot goes up, murders a pregnant woman, and you're supposed to
Possibility.
watch
No,
as a cop?
No, then that becomes then you have to intervene.
So you have to wait for the pregnant person to get murdered.
Well, then that gets into like we arrest people for. But I know what you mean. It's like they're already a criminal. What's to stop them from doing something?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that's a huge. Would you ever move back to Chicago?
Never. Never in my life.
I know.
Great to visit.
Yeah. Fun city in July.
Yeah. July, August, beautiful. Never anytime else.
Because it gets cold.
Well, it's super cold. It's super dangerous.
Very.
And I imagine
In areas that
I imagine
shouldn't
it's
be
only
dangerous.
gotten worse since we
Oh,
left.
It has.
Like dirtier, trashier.
Just this last weekend in Chicago, 47 people shot. 47. I mean, I keep saying that on my news because I'm just like so dumbfounded by the fact that almost 50 people were shot in Chicago.
And it's not just
in a weekend.
It's not just this weekend. It's like almost 50 people every single weekend.
I know, but a weekend.
Right, not even a week or a month. Could you imagine living in a city?
No.
I mean, imagine the city we live in right now and hearing 50 people got shot where you live.
Right, that would never happen.
I'd be gone. Why do people still live there? Do they have like a lot of housing vacancies there?
Oh.
They should.
I don't know. We know a lot of people that still live there.
Why?
I don't know.
Do they not pay attention?
No.
Or do they just not think it'll happen to them, or they have to be in a certain area for it to happen?
I feel like when I lived in Chicago, there was like a party that's like, you know, you're in experienced crime more than normal, what you've experienced before.
Sure.
So you were like accepted it.
Sure.
It was like, oh, this is just part of living in a big city.
But crime and getting shot, I mean, getting shot is a crime, but like, you know, witnessing a theft or witnessing like a dude shooting up drugs on the sidewalk or witnessing that versus like the possibility that you could get shot today.
Yeah.
They're two very different realities.
Well, yeah, you've seen like little kids getting shot because they're getting shot in the like broad daylight.
Right.
It's not talked about at all. And they say that it's like the major. I remember living there. They would always talk about how these guns are coming from Indiana, from Gary, Indiana.
Yeah. What do you expect to happen when you take away guns from people who own them lawfully?
Right.
And then have no way to protect themselves?
Right. Yeah,
This happens. That's the answer.
Well,
this is what happens.
Just like
they have blood on their hands.
It's not only just like the fact that they have like that stuff. It's just the fact that there's also like so much crime in that area.
Right.
So crime will make criminals, and criminals probably like buying illegal guns.
Right.
For protection of themselves and to potentially, you know, change the score, if you will.
Why are there so many shootings? Are they like all mostly gang related?
They say a lot of gang related and like, you know, drug gangs. There's like there's just so much drugs in Chicago where they create these, you know, like crack and stuff.
Where do the drugs come from?
So I've watched Drugs Incorporated.
Rhetorical question.
They come from Canada and Mexico.
Yeah.
But mainly Mexico.
So who's responsible when you open up the border to Mexico?
The president.
Yeah.
Congress, Senate.
That's what I'm saying is like, it's funny, you know.
Kevin, what up?
It's funny sometimes, all the stuff that we see Biden doing or not doing.
Yeah.
But like when you think about how many people's lives are affected on the bad policies of like opening up the border, allowing sex trafficking, allowing children to be trafficked,
right.
Allowing all the drugs to come through. And then people die from overdoses, from drug addictions. People die by gang violence because of the drugs.
Yeah.
You're like,
Whose fault is it?
What did Kamala say? We have to look at the root causes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I've been saying the root cause is that border.
The border. It's not.
The
there is no other.
How open
there
it
is no other root cause.
Right.
That is it.
There's other causes, but like for us as Americans, that's the root cause.
Right.
But she doesn't want to talk about it.
No.
Nor I don't. I see her going to the border at the hottest point in the summer because she'll assume there'll be less crossings during that time. That's just what I think.
That is genius, actually.
Like,
it's not that bad.
Yeah, there's no one here. Yes, it's 130 degrees outside, but you know.
I spoke to
typically
a few.
the slowest point of the year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could definitely see that.
Okay, so she's gonna go. It's just a timing thing.
That's what I think. Timing and making sure like facilities are cleared. It'll be very optical because she'll be like, I told you I was coming.
Yeah, I'm here.
I told you freaks.
I went to the border.
I went. Are you happy? Now I'm gonna do my work. Speaking.
I'm speaking. I'm speaking. When she did that while smiling, I just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, this is good for
for
all women everywhere.
Yes.
She represents us.
Yes. Yes. She is me.
Very well.
I am her.
I am her.
And we are one.
Yeah, I kind of find that like very childish.
Very? Yeah. Yes.
I love that those are like GIFs on Instagram and stuff. I'm speaking.
Like,
if you type in Kamala. I hate that about social media platforms is like how deep they are in choosing politicians who they like
to prop up.
Yeah, so if you put in Trump, there's just like ones
negative.
That make Trump look terrible, and then Biden's and Kamala's are just like all positive, and you're just like, where's like the funny ones like, you don't vote for me, you ain't black,
right?
Or like something that says like corn pop over his head or something.
Yeah.
Like, I used to let children rub my legs because they were hairy.
She came and sat on my lap and wanted ice cream.
Yeah. Yeah. Where are those gifts?
Where are those?
I miss comedy.
I know. I miss comedy too. Remember when people used to not take everything so seriously?
Yeah.
Or laugh at themselves?
Even this new, like, Bo Burnham, you know him?
Nope.
People on TikTok and all these young kids are, like, losing their minds about him because he's, like, he used to be pretty punk rock.
Okay.
He used to, like, talk about, he like, famously said something in interviews. I'm 20 years old. Like, no one needs to hear from me what I think in the world and stuff like that. People laughed at that, and I clapped at that, and I was like, oh, that's refreshing.
Accurate.
And then now he just put out a new one where it's like, that's literally, the whole thing is what he thinks about the world. Social media and president and, like, the last president, white supremacy and stuff. Like, that's, like, what his main thing is. Comedy special.
Oh, great. Something I don't have to waste my time watching.
I feel like art is just going to suck for a while.
Yeah.
And that makes me really sad. Like, movies are going to be terrible.
Yep.
Music will be bad.
Yep.
Actual art pieces will be dumb.
Yep. I think you'll have to really search hard because I think people will still make art, but they won't release it to the public. Because I think I think
that's the hope.
Yeah. Because I mean, think about other periods of like great depressions and
like art depressions. What do you mean?
No, like
actual depression.
Because I think we are like entering into a time of a lot of conflict and darkness and poverty.
Been too good for too long.
Yeah, and so I think art will good art will disappear for a while.
Oh, because there's not enough suffering?
No, because people are too afraid that it'll offend someone.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And so, but I think about other time periods over the centuries that the world has suffered great conflict and whatever, and there was still great art that came out of that.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm wondering if it didn't come out until after the fact. You know what I'm saying? Like it'll disappear for us in the time the current time because people will be so afraid that anything will offend someone, anything that they make will offend someone. But I think when we readjust to like normalcy, the art will come out.
Okay.
I think artists don't stop making art.
Yeah, I can kind of see that. I don't know. Like what? I want to see that art.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's the sad part for us is that we won't see it.
Like the movies that are seen as controversial in today's world, I'm just like, that's not controversial. This is mainstream idea on CNN or MSNBC. Like you're not pushing the boundary.
Oh my goodness, I know.
I don't know. I think that's what makes more sad is like movies sucking.
Yeah.
And it's like I can't even watch a stupid superhero movie without some social justice thing being talked about. Not that there's anything wrong with social justice. I'm just saying I want to sometimes just like watch a stupid superhero movie.
Right. Yeah.
Or like great comedic romance.
Or just a comedy.
Rom-com. Yeah. Or yeah, oh, that's sad. Like
when's the last good
comedy movies being funny?
Yeah, when's
like,
the last
edgy?
good comedy that you saw? It's been years. Like that came out in theaters. You know?
I know. All I can think about for comedy is like freaking Kevin Hart films or some crap. And those were all dumb.
I'm talking about good comedy movies.
Oh.
I didn't think those movies were. I think they were.
No, they're terrible
Yeah.
movies. They're just like fun flick.
Yeah.
Comedy. I can't think of anything.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think it'll take for comedians to get back to making actual comedy?
Oh, like movies?
No,
I don't see movies.
no, just like on stage.
I think they're more under like underground now. They're more like independent artists like Tim Dillon and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They're not propped up on Comedy Central. Like you would never hear Tim Dillon's name on Comedy Central, but you have to like search the internet for comedians. I think there's a lot of comedians that are anti-establishment and speaking and doing comedy that isn't so safe.
So see what I mean? People are still making their art. You just
Right.
have to look harder for it.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. I mean, we don't need Netflix to tell us what's funny. We don't need
right.
Comedy Central to tell us what's comedy.
Yeah.
It's just kind of sad that those like entities or whatever have gone woke. And so
Right.
like I mean, it's fine for us, but like it's gonna suck for you guys when no
Right.
one continues buying your subscription
Right.
because all your content sucks.
I think a lot of artists still feel like they're being controversial because they're still doing like political statements, but they're just like spouting mainstream ideas, so they're not
They're not actually
doing art. Because I feel like art
that's
should be
sad.
like they're just like doing propaganda pieces.
So I will say, I think Tony Hinchcliffe
Yeah.
is one of the comedians right now that is really trying to break that boundary
Yeah, he is.
where you can still say things that offend people
Yeah.
and it can still be funny to some people.
Right.
You can offend and be funny at the same time,
Imagine that.
and it's okay. Everyone will go to sleep that night, wake up, and live their lives.
Or there might be somebody who gets mad about it and they can just turn their phone off or their TV.
Right, but like, I just think it's I'm actually super impressed with him because I see him actually really trying.
Oh, Tony?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see him really trying to just break down the barriers that we are like so quickly trying to build in our culture. Like, no, you can't say that. You can't say that. You can't attack those people. You can't talk about this subject or this or history or this.
You said that on the show the other night where he was like, "Are you a white male? Okay, then I can't make fun of you."
No,
like,
I can make fun of you. Yeah. It's a good point. You know, like.
So true.
So I think he is one of the only ones that it's really trying to like. That's not comedy. We cannot do that.
Yeah, I miss a good Don Rickles who just makes fun of everyone's facial features, their race, what they're wearing, like what they sound like. Just nothing sacred.
Right.
I miss that.
Yeah.
Just edge.
Yeah. So you just have to look harder for it. But I think people are still doing it.
Yeah. The things that are seen as edgy in today's culture, like, just kind of piss me off. Like a positive Trump hip hop video or something like that. That's like seen as controversial and edgy, and you're just like, this is pretty milquetoast for a song. Not very edgy.
I just had like a flash forward when you and I are in our like 60s and 70s. We're going to be like the punk rock actual hippies
Yeah,
by being like conservative leaning.
Yeah. Still in our 60s, still going to the gun range.
Yeah. Pro jobs. pro
hard
America, pro hard work, but also
ask for the
do what you
government for
want
help.
as long as it doesn't harm other people.
Right. Love your neighbor better than yourself.
Serve people. I was thinking about that today, actually.
That's so punk rock, serving another person.
I was
than
thinking
yourself.
about this today
Oh, okay, what?
because, I don't know how to best articulate this, but
Yeah.
I think part of the, I don't know if you've noticed over the past few years, like the service industry sucks. Like,
Yeah.
where do you get
Well,
good,
it depends
excellent
where you are.
customer service?
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
That's it. Maybe a local
Like,
coffee shop that you
except-
establish
Okay,
rapport with everyone that works
that's
there.
a niche because it's
Yeah,
a
I know.
local place.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, you can hardly think of any actual places that like their customer service stands out to you in your mind,
Right.
so you'll continue patronizing them. Now we just go to businesses because we have to, not because their service is exceptional. And I think it's
Right.
because of this attitude that we have lost going to work as a service to
Right.
others.
Right.
And I'm not just talking about the like service industry, like
Well, just serving another person sounds like oppression to me.
exactly. But that's the whole thing, is that
Okay.
if you, I think we're pushing this narrative that everyone with a job is oppressed. Okay. So if you think you're oppressed, you're going to be like, yeah, I'm oppressed. I hate
I'm
this.
totally impressed.
But guess what? We still show up for work because we need money to live.
Right.
So we have just, as I think as a culture, or it's a generational thing, I don't know. We've just lost this attitude of serving others and like, here,
Yeah.
let me get the door for you.
Right.
Let me
Thank you for opening
pick
that
up
for
that
me.
trash you just dropped.
Yeah.
Here you go. Like, we have lost.
No, we've all
Serving.
become so entitled.
We're narcissistic,
Oh, and that's been taught from the bottom.
right?
Being, about,
Schools.
like, constantly like, how are you feeling? What's going on with you? What do you want to do when you
Right.
grow
You're
up?
a winner.
What are you?
I
what
know
are
you got
sexually?
beat
What's
today,
going
but
on?
you
Yeah.
are a winner. You're number
Yeah.
one.
We're
You're a
all getting
champion.
trophies.
Yeah, it's okay.
Like, most improved player.
Soul crushing. I got most improved one
I
year.
got that once,
Yeah.
and then I never did that sport again.
Yeah.
I got it on
Absolutely
swim
the
team.
most embarrassing award to receive. I
got
would
it on
have
swim team.
rather
What'd you
just
get?
not received the award.
Right. No,
I would have
oh,
rather sat in my seat not having received an award for anything.
Okay, here's the thing. I got that award when I was like excelling in basketball and baseball, and I was doing great in those sports.
Yeah.
And I did one summer, swimming
Yeah.
one summer, and I got that, and I was like,
You're talking about most improved.
yeah, and I was like, I'm good at sports, so I'm not playing this sport anymore. This is bullcrap.
You're like, this isn't me.
this is
I'm not most improved.
Yeah. No, I would be like, I'm usually the all-star on the team.
Right, that's what I'm
Why-
saying.
What is this crap?
This
Like,
isn't-
I felt oppressed.
I'm not average.
That most improved player
That
thing was
sucked.
oppression.
It sucked.
They weren't allowing me to strive to be better.
So I'm saying, like, it
already
is
improved.
crippling to kids to tell them that they are all number one and that competition doesn't
Yes.
matter.
Uh,
It's crippling.
I was listening to some TikTok today, and I know that's always sounds
It's
stupid.
going. Sorry, but I have to finish this thought.
Okay,
When you
sorry.
take out competition,
yes,
what does it do to innovation, creativity?
everything it destroys
It destroys it.
Right.
And that's part
Right.
of socialism,
Yeah, Marxism. Yeah,
communism.
all that.
That, like, you take out the competition, you level the playing field. Everyone
Right.
is on the same page, so there's no incentive to compete for better spots or better incentives.
Right.
And so, what does it do to everyone's creativity, problem solving? I mean,
Right.
it's a ripple effect, not just innovation, but work ethic,
Yes.
everything,
Yeah.
punctuality. We're all just gonna be a bunch of lazy slobs. And I, for one, I have to work with
I'm
other
for it.
people in my
I'm
job.
Against it.
I have to work with other people for my
Yes.
job. I don't work for myself, and I don't hire other
Super
people.
unlucky.
I have to work with other people beside me, and I depend on others.
Right.
And working with lazy people who don't value work ethic,
Right.
one of the most
It's the worst.
detestable things to me.
Yeah.
I hate it so much.
Well, because you're like working
because
so hard
I
and doing
am
nothing.
busting my arse.
Right.
And when you're not, and your job affects mine,
oh, it's the worst.
it pisses me off.
Right. And for good reason.
Sorry, I could go on forever.
I think that's why I like soccer so much, because I feel like it's literally the most competitive sport, because for like standings, like so if you suck for that year, they drop the bottom 3 teams,
Right.
and they
For the English
put 'em
Premier
to-
League.
and they're putting them in a crappier league,
Right.
where they don't make as much money, so there's incentive to do well. Whereas like like we have like the NFL and like MLB and NBA and NHL, like if you suck for a year, that's your one off.
Right.
You don't like lose your stadium
Right.
and have to like. I wish like a AAA hockey team could like go up to the NHL.
I wish that too.
Like I
It'd be
love that
so
crap
cool.
about soccer.
Yes, there should be like separate leagues.
Yeah, and
That-
they could
they
one day
c-
be in the
yes,
top league.
they can.
Like,
They're all
like
the
English
same.
Premier League.
Yeah.
Freaking love that crap.
Yeah, because you have these tiny, tiny little teams that can make it into
Yeah.
the Premier League and play in some of the biggest stadiums
Right.
in Europe. And they could be tiny with no budget at all. But if they're better than the worst 3 from that year, they'll get up.
I know. Who would have thought that a bunch of American sports would be more communistic?
Yes. Than English.
sports.
Yeah.
And I know. I always talk to Americans and my friends are like, soccer is so stupid. I'm like, yeah, the soccer in America sucks.
Right.
And the MLS is the same thing. You can't get regulated in the MLS.
You're
You're
a-
just like you're a part.
You're like,
you pay the money.
yeah.
You're part of the program.
Yeah. You pay the money and you're in.
Whereas like in England, you and me could start a soccer team with a bunch of kids, and if they do so well, we could raise up and go into different leagues, and then you can go to the biggest stage
Right.
if you are the best team.
Right.
You could literally start a team.
Also, too, I mean, within soccer, I guess this is probably true for most professional sports, but I mean, well, I'm not going to say it because it's stupid. Next topic. You know when you start talking and you realize, like,
Yes.
you've already answered your own stupid question?
Yes.
Like, if I continue to say this,
I'm gonna look dumber than
Yeah,
I'm gonna look like Joe
I'm going
Biden.
to prove my idiocy, so I'll just stop here.
I'm speaking.
I'm speaking. I'm speaking.
I don't know. Anywho,
Could you imagine if we did that to each other and, like, not just you and me, but, like, other people?
oh, I would love
I'm
that.
speaking. I'm
I
speaking.
feel like I could never do that. You could do it because you're a female.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm speaking.
Yeah, you would be called mansplaining or a patriarchal white heterosexual male.
I know.
oppressor.
How dare
You'd just be
put
called
your
an
finger
oppressor.
up at me? What's your name and where do you work? We're counseling you.
What is that accent?
I don't know. I just came up with it.
I liked it.
That's fun.
It is fun.
That's my counseling voice.
Can we talk about Gumby coming out of your shirt?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
He's just hanging.
Well,
He's just like, I am
hang in
here for
there.
the ride.
I know. I was like, I want to put Gumby somewhere, and I didn't know where to put him, so he just sat in
You're
my
like,
shirt.
he's just gonna be on me.
Yeah, he's having a good time.
He looks like he's having a good time.
I'm having a good time watching him have a
I
good
loved
time.
that show.
Gumby?
Yeah, it was
Are
great.
you old enough to watch it?
Yeah, I
When did
watched
you-
it. I watched it a
Oh.
lot.
I
But I
watched
feel
it
like there
lot,
was
too.
a theme song and I can't remember it.
I don't remember it either.
We should Google it, YouTube it.
Was it on PBS?
I don't know.
I don't know how I watched it.
I don't know. Yeah, I think it was. It seems like it was on
I think
PBS.
it's a pretty old show because I remember like my parents like it. They would always talk about it being so good.
My dad watched Speed Racer.
Right. He's a big speed racer guy.
And then what was another cartoon he watched? He watched the old Batman cartoons,
Not the actual old one.
like the old ones from like the
Oh.
80s maybe.
Oh, I did. They had cartoons
But
for
he
Batman.
would have been in his 30s.
Your dad's a closet nerd.
My dad's
you
a
didn't know. You just outed
nerd.
him. I think he was like in his 40s, still watching cartoons. No big deal.
Nerd
Love you,
alert.
Dad.
Love ya.
I'm gonna call him right now and let him know what you just said.
Speaking of cartoons, what content are we gonna have for our kids?
Oh, gee. Old SpongeBob?
Yeah, we're gonna have
I
to.
don't know if
We're
it's
gonna have
like
to
old.
play like '90s stuff,
Yeah.
'80s, '90s cartoons. That's
Yeah. Back when indoctrination was very subtle.
yes.
Now it's just in your
Now
face.
it's full blown
Yeah.
conversion.
Which I love. I think it's so great for kids out there everywhere.
Yeah,
But
propaganda.
I don't know. Just old movies. Like I mean, it's kind of what my parents said. Just like, I grew up watching this. You should watch this. My favorite movie. It's called The Jerk.
But does that like ostracize them because they won't be up to speed with all the other kids and what they're watching?
Probably.
So then they're just gonna be the outcast nerd who doesn't ever get the joke.
You know, I know that's like such a detrimental statement people push around, but I think there's. So I was listening to this TikTok today, and he was talking about this kid. This dad asked this like entrepreneur guy a question. Said, "My kid's on Twitch, and he's been doing it for a year, and he's getting really depressed about like his life. It feels like he should quit, and he doesn't know what to do. Do you have any like wise words for him?" And it's Gary Vaynerchuk or something like that. He said, "Tell your kid that he needs to learn to not look at the numbers of viewers, but mainly to learn to enjoy other people's judgment of you." Because I guess the kid was like feeling like he was getting bullied or people were talking crap about his stream and stuff like that. And I think that's like some of the like wisest words for our culture, because our culture is like so afraid to be judged and so afraid to be seen as different or like somebody to say, wow, this sucks. And I always want to say, like, just start a political podcast. People tell me all kinds of crap about how stupid I am. So, but like for a little while, you just like are offended by some of it, but then you need to learn to that judgment is a critique of you, but also people are just assholes.
Right.
In the world.
Yeah.
You're not gonna like stop that.
No.
Like
You need to be able to wake up, face the world.
Yeah.
All the assholes and people that are all the haters. You gotta ignore them haters, bruh.
Dude.
You gotta wake up and be able to face the world and go about your day and be like, that doesn't affect me.
Exactly.
You are crazy.
Right.
Laugh at them. It's okay.
Right.
You'll be fine. Accept who you are and believe the best about yourself. Like,
or just listen to people around you that know you.
Yes. Yes.
Like, hey, is this true about me? Because this person said this, and you're like, no. And I'm like, oh, well, I trust your opinion better than this.
Yeah.
Steve Carell sucks at The Office.
Right.
At 69:45 with just a fake picture.
Yeah.
All right, that yawn is a cue.
Right on cue.
Show.
1 hour exactly.
It's been a good show.
Enjoy the conversation.
I've enjoyed the conversation. I'm glad the internet has worked the whole time. I'm very pumped about that.
Positive vibes.
Pause. Oh. What up? Come on, man. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Oh, it's been a fun show.
I've enjoyed it.
We do this more often.
All right.
I've enjoyed it. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, comment below if you're watching this on video, if you're listening on a podcast. If you have any questions for us or want to be a part of the show, you can email me at DerekO'SheaShow@gmail.com, or you can contact me on any social media platform. And if you want to be on the show, just hit me up and we'll schedule something. We'll get it done. I hope you have a fantastic day. And as always, I'll catch you on the next episode of The Derek O'Shea Show.